Hello. I'm going to say a few words today about narcissists and the games they play to draw us in the initial stages. And this is an important time for us to pay attention and to be able to use objectivity and a great deal of patience when we first meet someone. So these are tools we can have in our safe relationship toolbox, ready for us to use when we're first meeting someone. So I want to mention 3 points today that we may want to look out for when we first meet someone, and we may suspect that they could be a narcissistic person or a narcissist. And in the initial stages, we may be met with the charm offensive from this person if they haven't met us before, because if we have been targeted, they will be looking to draw us in on the hook for later. And one of the ways that they will draw us in is to use the ego, which is where flattery comes in. And they will use very often, whether it's a man or a woman, they will use flattery, charm, and a persona which we may regard as being near on perfect because it's so good. So they may present as someone who is exactly what we want in life and in a relationship. And so targeting the ego, flattery, and presenting a very good persona. So if it's a man being targeted by a female, then she may come over as very charismatic and very sexy, and as someone who finds you very, very attractive and finds it very hard to resist you. Because to draw someone in, they need to have baits. People need to be drawn in with some sort of bait. And so, in this regard, we will find that a hook could be flattery, could be compliments, could be attention. It could be the offer of sex, if you're a man, because they may believe that that will draw the man in to a relationship. So that's the number one thing to have a look out for, and to be able to just stand back and think about what is actually happening in the interaction, so that we make a log of it for later and we don't dive in and throw everything at this person in the initial stages before we've had time to get to know them over a long period of time, so that we can identify consistency and whether there are any red flags that show up at all. Another thing that can be used in the initial stages to draw us in is using our emotions. If someone wants to manipulate someone, they will often use their emotions. And to do that, they may use certain comments, or they may, over a period of time, use certain words so that we get triggered. And if they know what our hot spots are, those can be used to manipulate us. Because especially over a long period of time, if our hot spots, that is our vulnerabilities, are being targeted, say we have low self-esteem for instance, that can often be used as a way to manage someone and keep them on the hook until they've managed to draw that person in to their agenda and their idea of a relationship. And so, in the initial stages, the person may be drawn in through various forms that I'm speaking about today, and then groomed using emotional manipulation or psychological manipulation, or any of our vulnerabilities, so that we are conditioned and groomed to fall in line with the type of situation or relationship that this person needs to fulfill their agenda. And as far as a narcissistic individual is concerned, that agenda will generally be a one-way story. It will generally depend on them having all their needs met and all the attention going their way, and the other person, the partner or the potential partner, doing all the work. So it's very one-sided. That's a red flag that often pops up very early on, that this person isn't really willing to do very much work in a relationship, even in the dating stage. So in the initial stages, those indications will possibly be very apparent for us to take note of. Another key, this is my third point, as far as drawing us in and the manipulation point, is using withdrawing and withholding as a manipulation to draw us back in and to keep us in the relationship. Because withholding something from us then makes us feel more needy. It makes us feel as though we're confused, we don't know what's going on. And so the person may use withholding and withdrawing as a manipulation so that intermittent reinforcement can be brought in order to keep the partner off balance and to maintain the status quo at a certain level, so that the narcissist or very narcissistic person has set things up according to their own needs. Usually so that the partner is doing most of the work, if not all of the work. And basically the narcissist just has to turn up. Because if a one-sided partnership is being set up, then that grooming needs to start at the beginning. There may be a little bit of attention given and lots of flattery, but that is the hook. That's not necessarily an indication of how it's going to be long term. The only way to identify that is to wait and see over a long period of time and being very aware and noting down exactly what sort of patterns are being set up in the initial stages and whether there is consistency in those patterns or not. So I hope that's of help to someone out there, and as always, stay safe and very happy. Bye bye.